Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy. And the painting I am bringing you today is called Woodland and Glow. I finished this last week. I finished it with a glaze, which you can see at the end. I think I, in fact, massively slowed that down because this whole video is not going to be as long as most of my videos. It's going to be around the 10-minute mark. That's okay though, you know. That's long enough for us to chat for a little bit here. Now we are painting on hardboard, as is our way. The underpainting color is Paraline black / green mixed with burnt umber. And I had the drawing / underpainting sitting around for a little while. Like those little curvy trees you just saw me doing there, that was in the reference, of course, but I had to kind of simplify that. I had to kind of make that work for me. The subject, you know, obviously to me, the glow, and of course these trees. And you would have seen in the initial image that we're going a little like more gray there, and everything else warm and sepia, which is a neat sort of effect. You know, it kind of just came to me to do that as I was messing around with the reference image. Lots of times I'll drop different versions of the image into various layers in Photoshop and just like erase bits of them and things like that. And I think that's how that came about, that idea. But, you know, creativity, it's so amazing and so worthwhile. Yeah, anyway, I had a bit of an idea. You saw the drawing done now. I decided to try and get the hazy effect in the background. I would start off with kind of a scumble sort of action over the existing drawing. And this is a bit of an experiment. I do think it worked pretty well here. You know, most of the time I just kind of place one color next to another and kind of sort of just plod my way through. But this painting, I had that idea, like that might be a pretty cool way to get that misty, glowy effect, and it did work well. So if you don't know what a scumble is, a scumble is like when you take a bit of paint and you thin it down so it still has some opacity, but is somewhat transparent. And typically when I'm doing scumbling, like this color was yellow ochre, maybe a little gray, like, you know, white and black mixed together type of gray. Oh, probably a little raw umber, knowing me, to balance out that yellow ochre. And who knows, it almost has a hum of cad yellow in it as well. But anyway, you know, you'll vary these scumbly type tones. Of course, the super number one handiest use of scumble, as far as I'm concerned, is say you have some mountains, hills, or a peninsula or something in the distance. You know, you can paint it looking distant, which is usually what I'll do. But many times you can kind of reinforce that with a little scumble, a little haze. You know. Anyway, after doing the scumble, we went about. You know, reestablishing the darks, and you know, more than reestablishing, really kind of socking them in, and that set the stage for the painting. And that's basically what the whole painting's about. It's just about this contrast between the distance and the foreground, but also really to kind of get that kind of mystery forest feeling across. And I'm real happy with the painting. One of my good mates at the art center where I work had remarked that he thought it was quite barbizon, you know. And yeah, I don't know, could be. It'd be really awesome to be in that area in the Fontainebleau forest. What's this, the book? Holy cow. I think most of them have the book. But if you don't have the book, you should get the book, because, you know, first of all, it's more focused than these videos here where I'm just kind of dropping tips at random. Basically kind of just, you know, taking some time with the audio as we watch the painting occur. But the book is focused, and the book will help you if you want to paint this way, if you want to understand the kinds of things I'm doing. and have a resource that you can keep referring to, go for the book. It's $60 US, and that includes international shipping. I'll get it to you. Yeah, signed and numbered, by the way, collector's item. It is too. There's only going to be so many in existence. I mean, unless at some point I get a real good clue as far as, hey, if you are a big giant publisher, you work for Random House or something like that, drop me an email through my website. I would love that. Get this book into more people's hands. But meanwhile, it's me and you. Me and you. So, when you've got these hazy sorts of tree shapes in the distance, there's the real challenge is like you can see the multitude of limbs and trunks in the reference. But in my experience, if you kind of get painstaking and copy that over from the reference as exactly as you can, both tonally and compositionally, what you get is kind of a stiff, pasted on sort of feeling. So I try to strike a balance between my impressions of the scene, the patterns that I've created, and that's something I've been talking a lot about in the members area. You can see this painting session in the members area. That is $6 a month, and there's hundreds of videos of me painting live, real time. It's not like I'm talking and I'm teaching every second of those, but some great tips are being dropped, and it is real time. So as things are happening, you're there with me. Yeah. These sped up ones I think are also great. They're kind of different. I think both are good. If you're a member, hopefully you're checking these out too. Hopefully, yeah, you're digging it. Anyway, pretty happy with this. So this painting, and it has that kind of nice mood. And of course, the something I like to do is make the darks like a staging. So what's closer to us is darker. And you can get really nuts with that and go totally silhouette, as I do quite often actually. You see how I did those trees over on our left? They're just dark, That's not bad. That's not a bad thing to do. I think it works. Also, I do tend to like to put a little bit of an outline around my trees. That's just a stylistic thing, but I think that works too. I don't think it maybe does give you a slight bit of a graphic quality, but I guess it's a style. Hey, what are you gonna do? So what we're going to be coming up upon here. So I had this painting done, and now one of the things that you wrestle with in painting is the opacity versus transparency, also chalkiness versus like clean saturated color. And I did have some areas that were a little chalky, and one of the ways that I solved that problem, there you see me getting my glaze out, and I go into this pretty well in the members area, but I don't mind telling you what I did is you see me doing it there. Basically, I mixed up a little bit of Indian yellow and a little bit of transparent earth yellow from Gamlin together, and mixed them with some oil. And actually what you see me doing around the outside is a little bit of subtle alizarin crimson. So the thing with glazing is you can work on a painting that is you should you need to work on a painting that's 100% dry, but even to the degree, I don't think this one was actually hit with a coat of liquid. It was just the painting, but I knew what I wanted to do, which was add this sort of unifying, very subtle light yellow coat. And then there's not very often that I glaze when I don't bring in and reinforce some other things. And so and when I do that, like I'll have a little bit of, say, that Indian yellow and transparent earth yellow mix, and kind of just bring a little of that into every little color. But that glaze will remove any chalky sort of feel or quality, because it adds like a thin, clean pass of color over everything. It's quite magical. I was really into it in the earlier days of my painting career, but these days I do it very rarely. Mostly I like to just install the color that I need and that I want as I'm painting. But it's a handy tool, and it needed to happen here. It's maybe added a subtle unifying quality to the entire painting, which, seeing as it's really a lot about kind of subtle hazy light effects and things, I think it was a great call, and hopefully you enjoyed watching me put this painting together, and I really am glad you took the time to come and check out this video. If you want to support me in any way, leave me a comment. I like that. Or if you have some financial means, I do this for a living, so help me out. And until I come back with another video for your edification and enjoyment, do me a favor, do me a solid, take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones, stay out of trouble, and God bless you and your family.